Yeah, really, really proud of our guys. You know, the response was really good, and you know, we broke down what we did really well last night. We did a lot of things well. It just didn't reflect it on the scoreboard. And when that happens, you have to obviously peel it back, and it's so cliche now, but it focus on what part of the process that we're trying to put together worked. And tonight was easily our best 60-minute effort of the season.
Coach, you made some changes in your lines. You moved Kyle Smolen down to the line with Ben Kansan and Crandall. What did you see from that line?
They were awesome. They got a ton of speed, ton of energy, scored a huge first goal. They could have had a couple. That's what I think our fans can expect out of. We know what we can expect out of Smoley, but those two freshmen are so talented, and you know, they've gone through some growing pains here over the first third of the season with understanding what it takes to play winning hockey at this level, managing pucks and situations, and tonight they did it incredibly well, and you know, they were really good.
Coach, staying with the lineups, Tucker Ness made his return to the lineup tonight. Was that in response to the physicality seen at the end of last night's game?
I would say it was more just like we look like we have a really young decor, and in stretches they've struggled. They struggled last night. So we wanted to, you know, I think basically what's fair is fair. Tucker and Zem have had to watch a lot of hockey, and we thought that they could give us a spark, and they did. And I think they played a nice, simple, physical game, killing plays and moving pucks, and that's all you want really out of your D, and they did it really well tonight.
Last night, 7 goals let up. Hadley only did 2 on, it was like 42 shots. What
Yep.
do you think today?
He was great. He was obviously really, really good. I feel like a lot of their chances came on their power play. They had a little too many of them, especially the second period. But I think he'd want the first goal back. But man, did he lock it down after that? And he was tremendous. I mean, he made those 2 huge saves in overtime, which are huge for us, and gave us a fighting chance to win. And he was great. He was fantastic.
Staying on the top. Your special teams even tonight.
Special teams, the kill was amazing. I mean, the kill was as good as it gets. Haz was really good. You need your goalie to be your best penalty killer, and he was. But the guys on the kill got the job done, and with all the power plays that it seemed like they had. I mean, I guess they had 4, but they had an extended 5-on-3, which put us down. But kill was great. And then we scored a power play goal. We win the special teams battle. We win the game by a goal, and that was the difference.
Going back to just Hasley, I think when you give up as many goals as they did last night, sometimes the confidence goes down. What do you think that says about his and the rest of the team's mentality?
Yeah, I mean, I think with Haz, like the message to him, and he's an experienced enough guy. He went in cold last night, you know, and that sucks for a goalie. And when you go in and your team's down, you know, 4-0, and then there's not, you know, a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, it's hard to stay dialed and focused, and the puck just wasn't bouncing our way. You know, it just seemed like every time they shot the damn thing, it went in. You know, and you know, but that's the effort that we need out of him consistently, and I know he can give us. And if he does, we're going to win a lot of games.
How do you think you guys were able to kind of weather the storm there in the second period? Denver, 20 shots on goal. You guys were able to get out of a lot of sticky situations, and you already talked about your penalty kill as well.
It was all the kill, and then like I mean, I would have to imagine, you know, at least half of their chances and shots came on the power play, right? So it was our goalie. Our goalie was unbelievable, and the guys in the kill got the job done. Their detail was good, and you know, you need special teams to beat a team like that. Tonight our special teams were really good.
Coach, last night you said in the press conference that you thought it was the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes that were really important to your team.
Yeah.
How do you think you did in that time?
It's a measurement that we really focus on. You know, is not giving anything up in the first 2 or last 2, and we didn't tonight. You know, so. Last night, that was where we lost the game. And they scored with 10 seconds left in the first. They scored right away into the second. They scored, you know, right away into the third. You know, and it just, you know, it's a momentum killer. Going in and coming out from the room, it's a total momentum killer. Tonight, we did a really good job. We challenged them to get out of the first with a clean sheet and really take pride in defending and building from our net out and playing the right way. And they did that. We damn near got out with a clean sheet in the second. And then even the third, in my opinion, was one of the best periods we played all year. We managed the game so well. We didn't give up anything 5-on-5. We were above pucks. We were putting pucks in behind them. We got a bad bounce. Johnny just kind of fell and caught a rivet, and fell, and then they got a perfect bounce on the rebound. So it just happened. But the third period was a really, really good sign that this team is starting to get how to manage games and close games out against arguably the best team in the country.
Last night you said that needed more depth scoring outside of Shim and Cruz.
Yeah.
Tonight every point came from players not named those two. What was the difference maker in the locker room tonight versus last night?
Yeah, we have so much skill and talent and depth on this team that we just haven't put together yet. Tonight we did. It was nice to get depth scoring. Potsy getting that in overtime is huge, and then obviously, Mello and Kev and Smoley did a great job, and then I think Becker buried the power play goal. So yeah, we need more balanced effort on the score sheet than what we're getting. We can't rely on Shim and Lush to be the only guys that score for us consistently. And as we continue to progress through the season, I think that you're going to see a lot of guys start to step up and score.
Cullen Potter with the game-winning goal in overtime. What can you say about his progression this season after he started off a little slow?
Yeah, I'm really happy for him because that's the biggest goal he scored for us, and it just hasn't been going in. He missed a wide open net last night and had some good chances tonight. He had a huge chance there in the third late when he beat the guy wide, and when he got out there, I think he got out there with about 25 seconds left. Shim got stuck. He was flying. Yeah, he was absolutely flying, and he just buried that thing. So huge goal for him. Really happy for him. I think that's a big monkey off his back. It's not only a really nice goal, but it's obviously a huge game-winning goal that could build his confidence.
Coach, Kyle Smolen had 3 assists tonight in all 3 different situations. What did you make of this game?
That's why he's our captain. He'll do anything we ask. He can play the left, he can play the right, he can play down the middle, he can play up in the top 6, he can play down. That line, I really like that line because he gives them responsibility and grit and really, it was a really good line. So Smoley. So he does everything for us. He's net front on the power play. He's the most willing kid that, maybe I've ever had. Just do anything. He'll do anything we need to do to win games.
Big wins on back-to-back Saturdays against high-ranked teams. What does that say about your team?
It says we're good. We're really good, and we know we're good. It's been a tumultuous, frustrating first. What is it now? 14 games. But we gotta build off this and move forward. And 2 really good Saturdays in a row. It's hard to win up in North Dakota. That's a really good team. That team had won 6 straight. They're arguably the hottest team in the country, and to get a win against them after what happened last night, it just says a lot about our group. It says that they're not giving up on each other, and they won't.
You guys held Boston Buckberger and Eric Polkamp on the score sheet tonight. Was the decor scoring of Denver a surprise last night?
No, they're 2 leading scorers, so we're surprised at how good they are and how effective they are from the blue line. And they had chances. They can really rip it. They had chances and they just missed. But our guys were more committed to getting out and pressuring and eating pucks tonight for sure. We had some really big blocks and made it a little tougher on those guys, but they're 2 really good players.
Coach, like you said, big third period. I think you guys came out with 3 or 4 straight minutes of offensive pressure.
Yep.
What was was there a change in mentality or a change of mindset going into that third?
No, we didn't want to sit back. We wanted to stay on our toes and extend the lead. And as long as you play the way we want to play with a good F3 and we're punching pucks down the wall, and managing the puck the right way, there's nothing we needed to change. And we played that way 5-on-5 the whole game. They tilted the ice on us in the second when they had those power plays. And really, I thought in the third period we were the better team. The fate that ended up happening with a win, I think we desered.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Violet? For both of you, how good does this win feel after last night?
We needed that one. We felt we played a really good game last night. Obviously, the score doesn't reflect that, but we really believed in our game last night. And the biggest thing was to not look at the score result from last night, but take a lot of the positives out of that, try to translate that into tonight. And I think we did a good job of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with them. Just take the positives from what we did yesterday, which I think we did a lot, and building on it. Just getting some big wins. North Dakota last weekend, Denver this weekend. Keep building and, get some sweeps down the road for sure.
Kyle, you got moved down to that fourth line with Katie and Crandall tonight. How did that feel for you playing with those two younger guys?
Great. I'll play anywhere I need to play. I mean, I don't view the lineup as some people do. I enjoy playing hockey. I'll play with anyone and try to make every line as good as I can. I think it's my job as that older guy on that line to help kind of lift those guys up. And they stepped up to the plate today. They really did. They did an exceptional job, and I love those guys.
Kyle, the whole team really stepped up physically and, getting in the passing lanes, getting blocks. Was that kind of the message, especially with your line leading it?
Not necessarily. I think block shots are they're not like a request, it's a requirement sort of thing. And when you don't get that done, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, did I really want to block that shot? You know what I mean? Last night, I don't think I did a good enough job, and I think tonight, as a group, we kind of stepped up and said, you know what, we got to look ourselves in the mirror. Do we want it or not? And I think we did a good job of answering the bell there.
Cole, in overtime, when you saw the puck go in the back of the net, was it kind of a sigh of relief?
Yeah, no, it's always good to score, and to get that big win for us, it's huge. So it's always good on a Saturday night.
Momentum-wise, what can a goal like that do for you guys?
It just lifts us up. We just got to go forward with it now. We got to be excited about winning that game in that moment. It was a big moment. But now how can we take that and move forward and not go back down? How do we go up from here?
Yep.
I think that's the most important thing.
Colin, what did you see in that game winner there?
Just flying down the left side, pass from Smolen, and just shots I practice a lot in practice. So just rip it where I know, and it went in. So good feeling.
You guys started that first period off pretty hot. What was the mentality going into that first period after getting up 7 goals last night?
I mean, what's there to lose at this point? It's on us to just either, no one's coming to save us. At the end of the day, it's on us to figure out how are we going to dig ourselves out of this hole. We laid a stinker last night. How are we going to turn the ship around? And the only way to do it is to start off hot, right? So it was a full 4-line buy-in to have a good first shift, a good first period, and then to kind of build and layer off that.
Kyle, you had 3 assists, obviously, on all 3. What's it like to have the trust of those guys to be able to know you can get the puck to them and just about any situation?
It's awesome. I mean, I love when my teammates trust me, and I hope I leave the same trust in them to get me the puck. It feels good to know that everyone has each other's back in the room. I think that's the most important thing.
What has surprised you guys the most about Carmelo Crandall just coming in as a freshman? Got a goal tonight to kind of set it up. Almost had a second one in that second and third period, arguably. So, what have you guys really seen in his growth?
I think for me, just his speed, I think, is the main thing that stands out. When he's playing his best, he's playing with a lot of speed and a lot of tenacity. So, I think he's a really good player. And like I said, when he's playing his best, he's a force on the ice.
Yeah, to build off that, I think Potts, you can agree with this. When you're a freshman coming into this league, it's hard. It's really hard to get adjusted. I can try to say that I can relate, but it's even harder than it was when I was a freshman coming into this league. And he's done a great job of growing every single week. There are going to be times where he's going to make mistakes, and he has been exceptional at putting those mistakes behind him and finding ways to get better down the stretch. And I know in my heart down the stretch he's going to only get better. He's only going to get sweeter for us. He's going to find more opportunities, and he's going to cash in.
Goaltending was a big emphasis last night. Hasley has 42 saves tonight. How big is that for not only him, but for you guys knowing that he's back there?
Yeah, he's our backstop. He's our heart and soul. If he's kicking, we're kicking at the end of the day. And I think he felt like we had his back too tonight. There's some nights we leave boys out to dry. I mean, we have. But it's important that we build our trust with our goaltender, and tonight he was exceptional.
Going off of last night, how important was it to get off to the 2-goal lead and bring the crowd into the game early with that momentum?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think a lot of the past games we haven't scored first, and I think that hurts the team a little bit. So just to get out in front right away and just keep building on that is really big for us. And I think we need to try to do that every game. So like I said, we're building and just getting better every weekend.
Especially in this arena. I mean, when this place is rocking, it's hard to play in. So if we can get this place going early, it's one of the toughest places in college hockey to play.
One more question. Anybody? No? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.